Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video where we have a hell of a pack to start. Ancestral Recall, incredible, arguably the best card in the format. I think it's certainly in the top three, the others being Sol Ring and Black Lotus. Just a phenomenal card. It's great on turn 1, it's great on turn 20. All you need is one blue land. You can even mill out your opponent in the late game. Just a great card. Mana Vault's also quite strong. I would take this if there was no Ancestral Recall. This lets you play a 5-drop on turn 2. And while playing a Thragtusk on turn 2 is like fine, it's pretty good. Playing a Teferi, Hero of Dominaria on turn 2 will win the game. Narset's also pretty good. Elspeth is fine. Another good play with Mana Vault. Animate Dead is first pickable. Seasoned Pyromancer might be pretty good pack all around, but easy pick for us. We will take the Ancestral Recall. I'm not really expecting any of the cards we want to wheel, those being Mana Vault, Time Warp, and Narset, but that's fine. We'll be very happy with our first pick broken card. I think now it's Rogran Triome. Dig Through Time is fine, but it's not real. Like, we already have some card draw that's like, and it's also just expensive. If there's wheels, I'll be happy, but I'm not going to take it second. And Barola is pretty bad, so the blue cards aren't great here. Faithless Looting is very strong, and it's so much worse than Ancestral, but still really good. Stoneforge Mystic is good. Glorybringer is good, and then Omnath is very strong, and I love Omnath. I mean, I just love these decks in general. I also think they're really good if you get the fixing for it, but just slamming Omnath on pick 2 doesn't really seem like the right move. I think we should take the Triome here, and then if Omnath comes around, that's perfect. This is a Triome that is 3 of the 4 Omnath colors, so that sets us up well, and then if Omnath doesn't come around, that's fine. We're still set up well for a nice Jeskai deck of some sort. Okay, now the best card in this pack is Thoughtseize. That's a little bit sad that that's like it plays so poorly with what we have so far. There's Savannah, so if we wanted to be Omnath, we could just take this. But I don't think Omnath is super likely to wheel, and Savannah's just like not like we're not really likely to be playing green white if Omnath doesn't come around. We could take Incinerate just as a nice interactive spell. We have a red piece of red fixing already. We could take Ephemerate early and build around it to some extent. It's good with a lot of stuff. Moldrifter, Solitude, Seasoned Pyromancer. There's also Leovold, but that doesn't really... If this was a Sultai Triome, I would take the Leovold, but like this has both red and white, so it's not that great for casting Leovold. I think the pick is actually just Boros Signet here. We have a Jeskai land, so Jeskai is a natural color combination for us to go towards. We also have card draw, getting some mana acceleration to parry, that seems good. Yeah, it's a little bit close, but I think I like taking the Signet there. Okay, once again, we have the option of taking a Omnath land, but we still have no... Okay, so, well, let's just first note, blue is cut. Both the last two packs we've seen almost no blue, so I don't expect to get a lot of blue cards in this draft, at least in this direction. We might get past blue cards in pack 2 when we're passing to the right instead of to the left. But I think like being a heavy blue deck is not really in the cards. So with that being said, like if the Omnath wheels, we'll be in great shape. I kind of want to just take the Raging Ravine. Alternatively, like what even is there? Llanowar Elves is good. That's a somewhat late elf. Cathar Commando is good too. The thing is, if we'd set up for an Omnath mana base and then don't get the Omnath, we're just gonna have a bad mana base and like not the best payoffs. But I think I still will take the Raging Ravine here. It's close, but there's just not that much else in that pack. Okay, now we'll take a Ponder. If we knew we were doing Omnath things, we would get the Tropical Island, but Ponder is a great card, and we don't know we're Omnath, so let's take that. I also really like Daretti, but hard to cast, doesn't really work with what we have right now, so we'll take the Ponder. Now I think I'm just going to take a Seachrome Coast. There's also Unholy Heat. It could be Unholy Heat. This is a good removal spell. Yeah, actually, I will take the Unholy Heat. If this was a fetchable land or a fetch land, I would definitely take it. Or even a man land. But Seachrome Coast, this is probably the worst cycle of lands in the format, at least for decks like this that are playing a long game. And we don't even know if we're going to be playing white. It doesn't look particularly open from this pack, at least. Yeah, I think we should just take the Unholy Heat here. Pretty premium removal spell. We're very likely to be playing red. We have a lot of sources of red mana already. Now I'll take a Stomping Ground. Even if Omnath doesn't wheel, just having really good fixing for these colors does enable a lot of powerful splashes. We could also take Treasure Cruise, but that card isn't super exciting. So yeah, we'll shake the land. Okay, I mean, like red-green is open. I think we could just be Teamer. Or, yeah, again, Omnath colors with no Omnath. But we'll take the Hunmaster here. I don't think anything else is that compelling. I mean, Dark Confidant's good, Anthalia is good, but they don't play at all with what we have right now. So we'll take this. Now we can take Lightning Helix. There's also Elspeth and Thragtusk, but I think I like taking the Helix here. We have Boros Signet to help cast it. It's really good. Yeah, we'll go with that. Okay. I think we take Nahiri. Yeah, Nahiri seems good. Mizzy Mortar is a solid removal, but we just took 2 burn spells, so I don't think we need it. Okay, Omnath not coming around, but I think we still just take the Savannah and play Omnath colors anyways. Like, we're not missing out on much here, and we have some pretty interesting 4-color cards. Alright, interesting pick. Now, Cathar Commando is good interaction, but Soulfire Grandmaster is amazing with Ancestral Recall, and just pretty good with our deck in general. We actually have a lot of burn, and this gives your burn spells lifelink. Yeah, I'm actually going to take the Soulfire here. In general, I think Cathar Commando is the better card, but this seems like a good deck for Soulfire Grandmaster. And now I think we are going to take Kitchen Finks. Yeah, I'll take the Finks. It's close, but this is a pretty good card. And we also could end up being a Niv Mizzet deck. We'll take Halana and Elena. I don't think we're doing Parallax Wave things. And this card is actually pretty good. It's especially good with Kitchen Finks, actually. And Glenelendra. It's good with Persist creatures, because then you can just keep on bringing them back. Putting counters on them would cancel out the -1/-1 counter. Alright. Pretty easy remand here, I think. Jace is good too, but Counter Magic is incredibly powerful. Maybe we can wheel Expansion Explosion. Yeah, this could end up being a Green Sun Zenith deck, but it's definitely not yet. Showdown of the Skalds would also be a good wheel, but yeah, let's just take the remand. Every deck wants Counter Magic, and therefore it's hard to get Counter Magic. Okay, now we have a couple options. Sylvan Caryatid is interesting. It does help us to cast all our spells. We're not really an Urza's Saga deck yet. Gideon is a powerful card, but double white could be a bit tricky. I think we just take the Sacred Foundry here. Yeah, let's take the Sacred Foundry. We're going to have plenty of spells. I'm not worried about getting enough playables. Ooh, interesting. Knight of Autumn is pretty sweet. I think it's likely to come around, though. So we have a few options. We could just take Taiga and fix the mana more. We already have a red-green fetchable land, but still, just more fixing is always nice. I don't think we're a Toski deck. We could take Acidic Slime. We could take Esper Sentinel, but that's a bit tough on the mana. I think the 2 cards we want from this pack the most are probably just Knight of Autumn and Taiga. So I'll just take the Taiga and wheel the Knight. Nothing else here is that good for us. Okay. Here we have a couple interesting options. There's more fixing in a Waterlogged Grove. The Scarab God is great. It is black, and we don't have any black mana yet, but we could get there. There's a couple on Gorge for more fixing, but I would take the Waterlogged Grove first. Skyclave Apparition is pretty solid. But I think we just take Strip Mine here. We could be a Wrenn and 6 deck. I think red-green is pretty open. We've already gotten Taiga, Stomping Ground, Raging Ravine, and 2 of the red-green gold cards. So, yeah, I mean, even if we don't get Wrenn and 6, this is a good card. But if we do get Wrenn, then this is just phenomenal. And now we can take a Bloodstained Mire. Dem is a pretty good sideboard card. Good to have access to this type of effect. But we have no fetches yet. This is really nice. It gets us all 4 of our colors. And it all even gets us black if we end up splashing black too. Speaking of the black splash, Grist is very strong. We can also get it with Green Sun Zenith if that comes around. Right now, we don't really have black fixing though. But the thing is, we're not missing out on much. I guess we could take Dismember if we don't take the Grist, but we already have a couple cheap burn spells. Yeah, I'll take the Grist here. We'll see. Might not make the cut, but there we instantly get a black fetchable land, so that's pretty sweet. Chain Lightning's okay, Gideon's okay, Duress is okay, but yeah, Savai Triome. I think we're just going 5-color here. Given that, I think we should just take the Horizon Canopy. Nothing else here is that amazing. Lurrus is fine, but we don't have that many good Lurrus targets. Yeah, let's take the Horizon Canopy. Okay, now we get Showdown of the Skald and Expansion Explosion. They're both solid, but I think the Showdown's a bit better. Kind of funny that there's 2 rituals in this pack too. But yeah, this is very good card draw. And given the blue is cut, like we have Ancestral Recall, but we don't have that much card draw. So, like taking this. Okay, I don't think we're a Mirari's Wake deck. We could take Unlicensed Hearse as a good sideboard card, or we could take Gideon as a solid threat. Gideon's good, but we have a lot of 4s already. I think it's still good enough, though. I'll take this. And now I'll take the Knight of Autumn. Obnick's list is good, but honestly not that good. And it is a bit harder to cast than Knight of Autumn is. This deck is looking pretty sweet. Obviously, wish we had the Omnath since we're playing Omnath colors, but I think this is fine. Now we can take the Scarab God. That's pretty awesome. And Dam Wield. Okay, this deck is really coming together nicely. Alright, we're not a Goblin God deck, so we'll take the Sun Titan. It may or may not make the cut. We have some good things to bring back, but it's not incredible. Alright, pack 3. What do we want here? Well, we want Field of the Dead. Primeval Titan, Mystic Confluence, Chandra, and Jace are all good. So, great pack for us. But I actually think we might just want to take the field. There's a decent chance it comes around because we are getting so many fetchable land, or so many lands. But there is an Omnath player that might want the Field of the Dead to... Yeah, I think we just take this card. It can completely take over the game, and it's just a land. It coming in tapped is the downside, and also it only producing colorless mana. But our mana fixing is good enough that I think we can afford to play Field of the Dead without too much of a problem. I would love it if one of these 4 cards comes around, and I don't think any will, which is a little sad, but we could probably at least wheel a Boseiju or a Life from the Loam. There's a channel, but we're not really a channel deck. Muldrifter is good, Scalding Tarn is good, and Escape to the Wilds is good. So those are the 3 considerations here. We could play Brainstorm or Avalanche Riders, but I wouldn't be excited about it. I think... So the only one that definitely will not... Well, Scalding Tarn definitely won't wheel, and Muldrifter also probably won't. So even though Escape to the Wilds might actually be the best card here, I'm not going to take it. I think it's pretty likely to come around. So then it comes down to these 2 cards. We have 11 lands already. Pretty good fixing. Yeah, I think in this case I'm actually going to take the Muldrifter. If we already had Wrenn and 6, I would take Scalding Tarn, because you just really want to be able to pair fetch land with that cheap Planeswalker. But we don't have the Wrenn, we have good fixing, and we don't have that much card draw. Plus, Muldrifter plays really well with the Scarab God. So, yeah, I think we should take this card. Really close pick, though. And given that we just got greedy and passed the fetch land, now we'll take it. Arid Mesa versus Marsh Flats, which is better? They both can get all 4 colors, but we don't have that much fixing for black, and Marsh Flats does that, so I think this is a better pick. Although this can't get Taiga, and this can get Taiga. This can get untapped red, untapped white, untapped green, tapped blue, which is the same as this. So yeah, I think Marsh Flats is a bit better, but it's close. Okay, there's the Niv Mizzet. I think we just slammed that here. We could like take Kroxa and try and wheel this, but we really want the Niv Mizzet. The question is, will it come around? And I think it's over 50% likely to come around, but it's so much better than Kroxa and just so good in this deck that I don't know if I want to risk it. Plus, Kroxa could come around itself. Yeah, I'm going to take the Niv Mizzet here. It's really, really good for this deck, and I think nothing else there was important enough that it's worth taking over the Niv. Okay, now we can take Underground Sea, which would help the mana a lot. Blue and black are the colors that we have the least fixing for. We could take one of the Signets, Pest Infestation, Path, Abrade. But yeah, I think we just want to take the Underground Sea here. Ooh, Kolaghan's Command. That is great. Yeah, pretty easy Kolaghan's Command. I would play Lingering Souls, and I'll be happy if it comes around. But Kolaghan's Command is premium interaction, plus we don't have that many ways to deal with artifacts yet, and that's pretty important in this format. So yeah, Kolaghan's Command, great pickup. And now we have a real tough choice. There's actually 4 cards that are good here. So Sander's Lounge would be nice fixing. But I think at this point I'm content with the fixing. We have 13 non-basics. Granted, 2 are colorless, but still, really good fixing already. Expressive Iteration is incredible card draw. So is Hydroid Krasis, and then Vindicate's versatile interaction. I think the Expressive Iteration is the take here. This card is just incredibly broken. 2 mana, draw 2 with card selection. Just a phenomenal card, so we'll take that. Okay, nice. We get a last pick, or this is the last fresh pack, and we get a nice fetchable land. Rafine's Tower is fetchable with both Marshflats and Bloodstained Mire, and it really helps the mana base. Okay, this was our first pack that had a lot of good stuff. A lot of the stuff we wanted did get taken. We can get Boseiju if we want, but it's not that impressive if we don't have Wrenn and 6. Let's see, how many spell... We want to play 3 more lands and 2 more spells. We could take Rakdos Signet. Could take Oust for some removal. Yeah, I'll take the Signet here, I think. We have a lot of 4-drops. We don't have that much acceleration. Alright, Escape to the Wild. Wield, that's excellent. Baleful Strix, Wield, okay. Yeah, that's a pretty great card. Our black mana is decent now. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 free sources, and we might be playing a Swamp, so yeah, let's take the Strix. Kroxa Wield too. Alright, I mean, yeah, this deck is looking really sweet. Gruul Signet is more acceleration, but I don't know if we need more acceleration at this point, so I'm going to take the Lion Sash for sideboard hate. We don't have any other ways to deal with graveyards. Okay, this deck really got there. It's looking very strong. I think we're going to cut Lana. It's just not amazing in the main deck. And Kitchen Finks. We'll bring it in against aggressive decks. We need one more cut if we want to play 17 lands. We also could play 18 lands. I think Gideon is worth it. Maybe we can move Dam to the sideboard. Let's see, how much removal do we have? Unholy Heat, Lightning Helix, Kolaghan's Command, I guess. Not that much. Heavy creature decks could be a tough matchup. I think I will cut the Dam. Creature matchups could be tough in game 1, but I think they're still not too bad. We have some removal and then just a bunch of Planeswalkers to outvalue them. And I'm a little bit more worried about playing against combo decks, where Dam is just a total brick. We don't have that much interaction for combo. No discard, only 1 counterspell. I think we'll be pretty good against mid-range and control with just so many value threats. Yeah, it's close, but I think I'm going to run it without... Or actually, no, we can cut Soulfire Grandmaster. Yeah, we didn't get the Time Walk. It's good with Ancestral, but I think this seems probably better. And then... Well, is it gonna building the mana base here is going to be a little tricky, but let's sort by color. So for white... Alright, we got a lot of stuff way over here. Okay, let's just condense things a bit. Alright, so for white cards. 8. Okay. I think we're going to be fairly balanced between the colors. For blue, we have 8 as well. For red, there are 11. Okay, so more red. And then for green, we have 4. So small splash of green. Oh, 5 green. And then 6 black. Okay, so we're sort of base Jeskai with the most red. So let's just start by adding the Jeskai lands. For blue sources, which is important because we have Ancestral, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's pretty bad. We need to add at least 1 more. For white, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That seems fine. We could potentially cut a Plains, but we do have 2 double white cards. For red, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That seems totally fine. We could potentially cut the mountain, although we have Kroxa. And then for green, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's totally fine. We have no forest, so we can't cut one. So now we need to decide if we want to cut a spell or a land here. I'm kind of leaning towards cutting one of these signets. We ended up with a lot more 2-drops and not that high of a curve. Yeah, I think I'll cut the Rakdos Signet and run 18 lands. And actually, I'm going to cut 1 mountain for 1 more island, too. I just never want to have a hand that has Ancestral Recall and no blue mana. Playing 3 of 1 land does make Field of the Dead slightly worse, but I think it's still pretty phenomenal in this deck. And 18 does seem correct. If we want to play Field of the Dead, hit land drops almost every turn, and we also want to play Strip Mine, which is not really a land here. Alright, so we're playing some sweet 5-color Niv Mizzet. Our mana base is good, our curve is good. We don't have enough counter magic, but outside of that, this deck seems incredible. So I'll see you in round 1. Alright, we have our opponent for round 1. Playing some 5-color mid-range and hoping to win the die roll. Success. Okay, I'll keep this hand. It is pretty heavy on the lands, but this deck wants a lot of lands. Field of the Dead is going to be good here. We have a 2-mana interactive spell, so I think it is keepable. And on turn 1, we can grab... Let's see, we don't have black mana at the moment, so I think I might just grab Savai Triome. That doesn't give us double blue, but that's probably fine. The Taylor May is down to 6. Hopefully they get a keepable 6. Alright, nice. Marsh Flats, go. It'll be an interesting decision next turn if we want to hold up Lightning Helix or not. Depends a lot on what they do on turn 1. Hopefully they just play like land Ragavan, and they kept a mediocre hand that was good because it had the turn 1 threat, but then we can just kill it. Okay. Mesmeric Fiend. Well, they're going to see a lot of lands over here and take the Lightning Helix, so we won't have a play for a little while. Really depends on what they're doing. If they're trying to play a value grindy game and like kill our stuff and make us discard cards, we'll crush them. We just have so much value and we can win the Field of the Dead. But if they're playing Reanimator and this is a way to protect their combo, things could get rough. Oh, we could take Rafine's Tower instead of Savai Triome. This gives us second red. This gives us second blue. Yeah, we have plenty of red, so we'll grab the Esper land. Kroxa. Okay, I think I'll just play that this turn. Well, actually, I'm not going to play it. If they're playing Reanimator, playing Kroxa could actually help them. And we're not close to taking the last card out of their hand. So I'm just going to get the tap land into play and pass back. Hopefully they don't play another Swamp. Like, I want them to just be playing a mid-range deck. Like, best case scenario, they go like Plains and then some dorky white 3-drop. But if they're playing Reanimator, we will have a tough time in game 1 and bring in Lion Sash for game 2. Imperial Seal. Alright, that makes it seem like a combo deck. The Scarab God is really good against Reanimator, but it might be too slow here with no acceleration. We can play this on turn 5 and then on turn 6, just exile anything that they try to reanimate, but turn 6 is pretty slow, especially when they have a Mox. Okay, they are playing black-white. Do we want to jam the Kroxa now? Ooh, Grist. Okay, we will definitely play that. So we need to get Stomping Ground into play here. We'll play Grist and Plus. And this is good against a lot of Reanimator targets. Not all. But this is really good against, like, Archon of Cruelty. Oh, no, we mulled our Ancestral Recall. That's too bad, but it's fine. This is great against Archon. It's great against a lot of stuff, but it's terrible against something like Terastodon. Not great against Griselbrand. And then it's also great if they're just trying to play fair game plan. But losing the Ancestral hurts. Just milling over our best card. Alright, they play Liliana. That's great news for us. If they make us sacrifice the insect, so be it. If they plus, that means that they have something they want to reanimate, probably. Alright, so they make us sacrifice the insect. That's fine. They can hit our Grist for 1. Drawing Island there is kind of bad. Let's plus... I'm looking over into Hiri. Then we'll play Kroxa and pass turn. Or play Sacred Foundry, pass turn. Unfortunately, we can't use Kroxa at instant speed, so we can't sacrifice the Kroxa before its escape trigger. All right, they are playing Reanimator. No surprise there. But the thing is, like, they have Liliana. They can discard a card if they want to discard a card. So there's no reason to not play the Kroxa. Now they can put Griselbrand into play, almost definitely, and draw a bunch of cards, and we will probably lose. It's possible they don't have it yet. They're like hoping to draw into a reanimation spell. It's also possible that they brick on their 7 cards. Like if their reanimation spell is the card reanimate, then they go down to 10, and we can grist to kill their Griselbrand. And then if they want to draw cards, they're going down to 3. That could get the job done. But they could also just play like Animate Dead, and it's going to be really hard for us to beat that card advantage. Attacking the Grist for 1. Okay, we're going to let her take it because we do not want our insect to die. We want to be able to use the Grist minus next turn. Alright, they have the Necromancy. That is pretty much worst case scenario. They should probably, yeah, draw 7 cards immediately. Then they can plus Liliana. And the problem is, now that they've drawn so many cards, they're very likely to find another way to reanimate Griselbrand. So even if we kill it, it might not be enough, but we'll fight the good fight. The Scarab God can be good here. We can bring back Kroxa soon. Alright, discard Island. They discard Swamp. Nice. No more big boys. And then if they Thoughtseize here, we're in terrible shape. But if we get to untap and play the Scarab God and kill their Griselbrand, it's not too bad. Bone Shards to kill the Grist. Okay, that's pretty bad. Now they're going to untap with Griselbrand. Do we want to play Strix or the Scarab God? I guess we play the Scarab God. The Scarab God can reanimate Grist, actually, which is kind of sweet. But not looking good, of course. Do we have any other cards that we want other than Lion Sash? I don't think so. Could bring in the Signet if we have cards that are bad, but I don't think we have any terrible cards either. Although we could cut Kroxa. Like that game, they had the discard outlet, but if they hadn't had the discard outlet in play already, then they wouldn't have had a good way to discard Griselbrand, and Kroxa is actively helping them. Alright, they draw down to 2 cards, but then they can hit us and gain 7 life again. It's possible for the Scarab God to basically just win on its own. Like, we can make a Baleful Strix for them, start scrying, draw through our deck, and just, like, block this every turn, and just have multiple ways to kill their big creatures. But it just depends on what else they have to reanimate. If they put a Sundering Titan into play, obviously the game just ends instantly. If they put, like, Ulamog into play, we probably can't beat that either. There's a lot of things that we can't beat, but if they just have, like, Griselbrand and, like, Grave Titan, we could potentially overpower that with a Scarab God. Because keep in mind, every time you kill one of their things, you just get another copy yourself. So, you, like, make a Baleful Strix, block one of their big creatures, reanimate their big creature, play another Baleful Strix, just outgrind them that way. I'm not saying it's likely, but it's possible, which is why I'm not just conceding to their 13-card hand. Alright, they finally came up with a plan. They're going to plus, taking out our Strix. That's fine. Still kind of in our hand because of the Scarab God. Ooh, okay, I guess they're going to combat first and then attacking. Or, and then playing their spells. So we're going to take 7. It's going to become 9 to 9. I think the first thing we want to reanimate is Grist here, but we'll see. Like, we just need to really hope they don't do anything too powerful. They play their own Scarab God. Okay, that is pretty bad. Definitely pretty bad. We'll make a grist here to kill their Griselbrand. Alright, don't think we really need Savannah. I don't know what we do need, but it's not that. So now let's kill their Griselbrand. And then they can make us sacrifice our Scarab God, so I'm going to at least get some value out of it and attack. I think I'm just going to go face here with their life total being at 7. So they can trade with their Scarab God. Or they could chump block with Mesmeric Fiend. I don't think they can really go to 2 here. So they have Unburial Rites in their graveyard, so they can bring back their Griselbrand again. Yeah, I mean, if they play optimally here, they are going to win. What they can do is they should probably just chump block with Mesmeric Fiend, untap. Oh, no, I guess they can't reanimate Griselbrand and... Oh, they trade Scarab Gods. Okay, fair enough. So now if they want a Liliana Plus, we can just discard our Ponder. They're going to kill our Grist and bring back Griselbrand again. So we need to top deck something that deals with the Griselbrand. What could that be? Not too much, unfortunately. Oof. Alright, well, we're not totally out of gas because we do have the Kroxa, but we're getting into pretty dire straits. If they can bring back Griselbrand this turn, we're going to die. If they don't have Griselbrand this turn, we can escape Kroxa and potentially hit them for 3 and start getting some value that way. Okay, they do have the Animate Dead. Their deck is really good. They have a lot of consistent reanimation. And the best reanimator target ever printed. Alright, so Grist down will take 1 draw step and then almost definitely be conceding. We're not dead on board this turn. Okay, yeah, basic planes. That doesn't even give us Kroxa. So we'll concede. Alright, game 2. We definitely want to bring in Lion Sash. We don't have any other graveyard hate. Is anything bad? Unholy Heat seems kind of medium, but probably playable. I think in general, like, removal spells are not where we want to be, but they're okay. Lightning Helix seems kind of bad. And then Kroxa seems kind of bad, like I said. We could bring in Halana. No, I'll just bring in the Signet, and then we're going to cut an island for another Plains. Yeah, that seems good. We'll run it like this. We're a little bit low on blue sources now, but we don't have that many blue cards. And unfortunately, we don't have counter magic, which is the main reason we would want to have a lot of blue. But here, it's important to have white mana for our best card, Lion Sash. The fact that this is a creature, and a pretty small creature when it comes into play, is not ideal because it means they have a lot of ways to kill it. But hopefully, taking out 1 creature from the graveyard will be enough. The 2 of the 3 reanimation spells we've seen so far are enchantments, which makes Knight of Autumn very good, and it also makes Nahiri good. So there's a world where we can line those up well and get the win that way. Our opponent is really in the tank here with their sideboarding decision. Alright, we are on the play here. Oh my gosh. This hand is pretty slow. Kind of bad. The question is Knight of Autumn worth it? I think I will keep it. I wouldn't fault someone for shipping this, but first of all, it has good mana. It has all 5 colors. Second of all, it has Knight of Autumn, which can deal with a turn 3 reanimation. And then we do have like a good value engine for the late game. If we just draw like 3 lands in a row and they have a good draw, oh, they just go straight to discard. All right, hopefully it's not Griselbrand. It is Griselbrand, of course. Okay, we'll get the planes down and pass. Now, if they're going for turn 3 animate dead, we can deal with it somewhat effectively. But if they have turn 1 reanimate or turn 2 reanimate, that's just game. Imperial Seal, okay. So probably getting animate dead. Okay, Signet's not a bad draw. So they're going to play Animate Dead this turn almost definitely. But then we can Knight of Autumn to kill the Animate Dead. And we might even be able to find a black source for just hard casting. I guess we can, well, either way, we can use Dam next turn. But this turn we're going to play Knight of Autumn, I think. Yeah, let's just get the Triumph into play and play Knight of Autumn. Alright. The fact that they're drawing before the Knight of Autumn resolves could mean they have Force of Will in their deck. Kill your Animate Dead. Play Rogran Triumph and pass turn. And I'm fine playing the Triumph instead of holding it to cycle here because we're going to have a lot of gas with the Niv Mizzet. And having a lot of colors of land is nice in that situation. Okay, they just play Suspicious Stowaway. That's pretty good for us. So they're at least going to wait 1 turn before they sweep the board. We can take this turn to get Niv Mizzet down. Or sorry, they're going to wait at least 1 more turn before doing something that kind of makes us want to sweep the board. Hopefully we just draw Lion Sash. Oh, they just discard a bunch of lands, okay. So we could fetch first to just thin 1 land out of the deck. But I think I'm not going to do that because we might... Oh, no, actually we can't get Ponder or Ancestral. So, yeah, I will fetch first. I don't think there's any way we're playing a spell this turn. Yeah, land, fetch... Do we want Rafine's Tower or Savai Triome? We have plenty of blue mana in our hand, so I think I will take the Triome here. I guess green is actually the one we have the least of. So is there any argument for just taking Savannah? No, we don't ever really need double green. Yeah, I'll just take the Triome here. I want to have untapped lands in the deck because we might have a lot of cards going. So green, black, blue... Niv Mizzet. Oh no. Okay, if that days, that would be pretty rough. Alright, let's see what we hit. So we're gonna get the Scarab God and either Nahiri or Showdown of the Skalds. I think we want Nahiri here, because that can deal with enchantments. The Scarab God for sure. Pretty good. We got 2 good hits there. We can hit them for 2, and their life total is kind of low now. So even if they bring back Griselbrand, it might not be too bad. They can't really pay life. That being said, though, they have Sheldock Isle active, which is pretty terrifying. They could easily have like a 10 drop under that thing and cast it at instant speed for 2 mana. We'll see. I do like that we have double black mana, so we can hardcast Dam now. We can play Dam and play Nahiri in the same turn while hitting for 8. Let's see, we didn't put Ancestral Recall to the bottom. We did lose our Remand, which is too bad. That's a good piece of interaction. We didn't lose Field of the Dead, though, so I think the next few draws could be pretty good. And we can also be drawing multiple cards a turn if we're plussing Nahiri. Alright, opponent plays Library. If they just use it, that's great for us, but I don't think that's likely. They hit for 1. Hopefully they just discard another land. Okay, it is land. And they just pass. Weird. Okay, let's start by just going to combat and threatening almost lethal. Let's see. They could have Makeshift Mannequin. That seems fairly likely, actually. So how do we want to deal with that? There's a few options. Unfortunately, we don't have enough mana to play and activate the Scarab God. We also don't have triple black, so we can't play Dam and play the Scarab God. If we attack with both and they do go for the Makeshift Mannequin on Griselbrand, it's pretty bad for us. They can just kill our Niv Mizzet, and there's nothing we can do about it. So we could evoke Muldrifter first. I think I like that. We evoke Muldrifter first, hope to hit like Unholy Heat or something like that. If that doesn't work, we just might not even attack. We could play Nahiri. Yeah, that seems fine. So we'll go... I guess if we attack with both and they ambush and kill our Niv Mizzet, we could just play Dam. Oh, they also have the Shelldock Isle, so they're so like between Makeshift Mannequin, any instant speed reanimation spell under this, they're just so likely to have something. So I think I am actually just going to evoke Muldrifter here first. I want to leave up white mana in case we hit the Lion Sash. Don't really want to play the Nahiri here because there we go, nice. Because then if we played this, then they could kill it with Griselbrand before we get to use the Nahiri minus. But we drew the Lion Sash, so we're gonna play this. They're probably gonna reanimate the Griselbrand in response, but then we just like know that that's in play and we can play around it. And if this Lion Sash happens to resolve, the game just instantly ends. Okay, so they did have the Makeshift Mannequin. I'm happy that we read that correctly. We cannot kill the Griselbrand right now, but I think this might be fine. I guess they can kill our Lion Sash, potentially. We could have tapped differently and left up only single white, but double black to hardcast Dam, and that might have been better. Actually, that probably would have been better. Yeah, we should have tapped the Rogran Triumph and left untapped the Underground Sea. Only having one Lion Sash activation is probably enough, and that would have let us kill this before they get to gain any life off of it. I still think we're in an okay position, but we could have been in a better. So I'm not going to jump block here. We'll take the 8. If they discarded a reanimation target, I would have just exiled it before they get to their main phase with Lion Sash, but they did not. Okay, they're drawing a card. That seems fine. They don't have that much mana, so I'm really just afraid of the Shelldock Isle here. Probe for life. Okay, that's a little bit risky. We're threatening lethal. If this becomes a 6/6, we're swinging for a lethal attack, and we do have enough white mana to do that. Mox Ruby, alright, that's a little bit unfortunate. The Scarab God, okay. It seems fine. So I'm going to eat my own Muldrifter here because I don't want them to use the Scarab God on it. And then we'll eat their Animate Dead. Now, are they dead on board? The question is, do we have enough white and black mana? We can play Dam on the Scarab God, tapping these two. And then we have 1, 2, 3 white sources remaining. That should be exactly lethal. Do we want to play Brainstorm or Ancestral Recall first? I think I will, just in case we hit something that insulates us more or gives us more white mana. Okay. That doesn't really do it, but it's fine. So let's go black, black, kill you. And then I just want to make sure this is right. That would be 6, 12, 14 damage. Yeah. So kill this. We exile it with a Lion Sash. Then we'll go white mana, exile land, exile another land. Guess I'll use this 1 mana to kill this. I'm not even going to kill the Griselbrand. I guess we probably should kill the Griselbrand, but it's fine. We have the lethal attack here, exactly 14 damage. I guess, oh, if they have Snuff Out, no, Snuff Out can't kill artifacts, so yeah, there's no card in the format. We take them down in game 2, go into game 3. That was a good match. Lion Sash was strong. Both, I mean, it was Graveyard Hate and also just a 6/6. Do we want to make any changes here? Lightning Helix is a little bit better now that we know they have Suspicious Stowaway. Could play this over, like, maybe something like Gideon isn't that good, although it does pressure their life total. Lingering Soul is also not incredible. Maybe we got Kolaghan's Command, but it can bring back our creatures. This is really close. We could cut Huntmaster just because that's not really what the game is about. It's like a kind of slow value play that doesn't pressure them that much. Yeah, I guess I'll cut the Huntmaster. I like the card a lot, but I think this is more about our other cards. And so I'll just keep the mana altogether, keep the faster threats. All right, good hand. This could have been a Huntmaster, so we'll see which one we would prefer. This hand isn't broken, but we can kill turn 2 Suspicious Stowaway, and we have Grist, which can deal with some of their reanimation threats. Plus, of course, we have all of our colors, which is very helpful. Okay, they mulligan. Their reanimation threat has been Griselbrand both of the last 2 games, which is too bad. Like, hopefully they have some other threats that are a little bit more manageable. Watergrave tapped. Okay. I don't think I want to play Field of the Dead here. Do we want to cycle the Rafine's Tower? No, I'm just going to play the Rafine's Tower. There's a world where we end up getting super flooded and wanting to have cycled it later, but just having a lot of colors of mana in play is really important. We don't know what we're going to draw. We don't know what colors of mana we're going to need. I just think that's probably where we should be. Okay, they play Imperial Seal. That's scary. I mean, their deck is consistent. They have a lot of consistency there, and we don't have the counter magic to punish the card disadvantage like this. Strip Mine. Okay, that's a good draw. That's a really good draw. So we can hit their Watery Grave, and it's possible that this really messes up the plan that they had set up with the Imperial Seal. They just passed. That's awesome. Okay, so we're definitely in this thing. Let's play, I think, Field of the Dead this turn. Then next turn we can go Stomping Ground, Grist. Dang, they do hit their Black Source there. So that's scary. There's a Scarab God. Okay, we'll go land, Grist. Kind of cool that we have a colorless land, a red-green land, and a blue-white-black land. Got the full spectrum here. And we mill over an island, which is good for us. Bone Shards to kill Griselbrand. Okay. That's pretty scary. They're gonna bring back Griselbrand next turn, and we don't have a clean answer to it. Yeah, that's pretty bad. But we don't have a better play than just playing Sacred Foundry tapped. I guess there's some consideration to playing nothing there, like not even playing the Grist. But that just seems kind of loose. Like, we're not taking... I think we want to push the advantage when they're missing land drops. We also didn't even know they would hit the land. Okay, and they don't even reanimate. Okay, this is fine. We can play the Scarab God now. Oh, wait. Yeah, we can get Underground Sea and play Scarab God. I think that is the line. We could also do something more passive, but I think we just want to try and push the advantage. If they don't reanimate this turn, they're going to lose. Like, the other option is to play Escape the Wilds, which potentially sets us up to beat them if they do draw the reanimation spell. Okay, oh, well, they have Vampiric Tutor, so They're going to get Griselbrand this turn. But we can make a Grist and kill the Griselbrand. And their life total is kind of low. So this isn't necessarily a disaster. Hit them down to 12. And then if they want to draw... Actually, they can't even really draw cards. Because if we bring back the Grist, they go to 11 from the Scarab God trigger. And then if they pay life, they go to 4 and they're dead. Yeah, I think this is actually totally fine for us. So let's go Grist. We scry 1 and they lose life. Lion Sash. Okay, we'll definitely keep that. And then we'll go land, sacrifice insect to kill their Griselbrand. Then we hit them down to 5 and play Lion Sash, and they're in really bad shape. I'm not going to say it's over, but there's not a lot of things they can do from this position. If they even somehow got rid of our Scarab God, now Field of the Dead is active. Makeshift Mannequin main phase. Okay. So we have Lightning Helix kill that. That should be game. And just to add insult to injury, I'm going to put their own Griselbrand into play. Alright, sweet. Really tight match there. Our opponent put Griselbrand into play in all 3 games, but we were able to overcome that twice somehow. Really interesting start. Even though we had no counter magic, we beat a combo deck, and that's a very good sign. See you in round 2. Alright, we have our round 2 opponent. Currently 1-0 with 5-color Niv Mizzet. Techno Panda. Okay, I'm going to keep this hand. It's not actually as good as it looks because we like 3 of the cards are essentially just card draw spells. But I'm not going to mulligan the Ancestral hand. Hopefully we draw some action, some like interaction, I guess, so that we don't just end up discarding a bunch of cards to hand size. I'm actually not even going to play Ancestral in 1 here. I'm going to grab a Triome. I guess I'm planning on getting both of the blue Triomes here with these 2 lands. But yeah, I think we might just end up discarding a bunch of cards to hand size. Okay, Porcelain Legionnaire playing against aggro. I'm going to start with Jeskai Triome. Okay, now we're going to grab probably Savai here, given that we just drew a blue spell, or a blue land. And we'll pass and just go end of turn, Ancestral. Actually, I guess we could do it now in case we draw Unholy Heat. So I'm going to play this before fetching just because what we draw will impact what we fetch. Okay, we actually do draw the Unholy Heat, so I think I want to just hit this now. Oh, wait, do we... Yeah, we can just grab Taiga and kill this. Do we draw a spell we can cast? Expressive Iteration. I guess I'll cast that. We're discarding a card to hand size either way, pretty much. Oh, whoops. Blue-red Iteration. I would have much rather play something that impacts the board, but this is fine. Okay, let's go Dam in the hand, Lingering Souls in the bottom, exile Island, and then just play Sacred Foundry tapped. And I'm actually just going to discard another island, I think. Yeah. In our Field of the Dead deck, we don't want to have redundant lands if we can avoid it. They do nothing. Okay, I mean, they're not putting up much of a fight here. I'm going to play the Gideon. If they have Mana Tithe or something, it's fine. Alright, this is a pretty quick clock. They're going to die in 3 turns. They just concede. Okay, so they didn't really do anything there, and we did a lot. Easy win in game 1. They're likely playing some sort of green-white aggressive deck. Intrepid Adversary could be good. I think we do want Kitchen Finks, especially on the draw. Maybe Soulfire Grandmaster. What do we not want? Showdown of the Scalds might be a little slow. I think I'll cut Kroxa. Especially if they're playing white and green. They have a lot of ways to deal with, to like exile things. And let's see. So we brought in a green-white card and a white card. So I think once again I'm going to cut 1 island for 1 plains. And then we will run it like this. And when we see more of their deck, we can make other changes too. Like if they're really aggressive, we can bring an Intrepid Adversary. But I think there's a good way to run it for a game too. And then funnily enough, we draw both of our sideboard cards. So this could have been 5 lands, Showdown of the Scalds, Kroxa. I think this is a much better hand though. Okay, let's get Savai Triome into play. So we have some red mana. Green Suns for 1, okay. So if they're heavy green, like heavy green decks don't normally play Porcelain Legionnaire. If they're heavy green, then I'll undo some of the sideboarding. But I think this seems like a good way to run it based on the information we had. Alright, so we'll get Soulfire Grandmaster down. And then next turn we can play Kolaghan's Command and get a nice 2 for 1. Cultivate, that's fine. They have a lot of mana, but not too many cards in hand. Alright, we'll swing for 2. And then we need to grab either black or red with this. Do we want Sacred Foundry or Underground Sea? I think I'm going to grab Underground Sea here because we're likely to cycle these triomes. Yeah, this seems fine. Next turn we can go Ponder Finks. So red, black, blue. You discard 2 damage to you. And we're going to gain 2 life, which isn't that relevant, but it's kind of fun. Just discard the plains that they got. 5 mana, what you got? Garruk Wildspeaker. Okay, that's pretty good here. Yeah, that's good here. Hopefully we can find some burn. Damn is a good draw. Let's play... Oh, yeah, we could just kill the beast and then kill the Garruk. That's probably worth it, but I'm going to start with Ponder, just in case we hit something that changes this. Ooh. These are really good draws. I think we're going to play Field of the Dead this turn, and then we can have Huntmaster available next turn if we want it. Although, actually, we don't have Huntmaster mana if we play Dam this turn, and Field of the Dead. So maybe we actually don't play Field of the Dead this turn. We hold that. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it like this instead. Then we'll go Dam your creature. Get a red land into play. We actually still don't have green mana, which is kind of awkward, but we don't have any green spells. And we'll kill your Garruk and pass. And then this is a pretty... Oh, wait, so we can't play the Huntmaster of the Fells. Whoops, that was... Misplay to keep that then. Yeah, we probably should have just shuffled there. They play Knight of the Reliquary. That's fine. 3/3 at the moment. So we draw the Huntmaster, and then we have Field of the Dead on top. So let's go land, Kitchen Finks, holding up Remand. We're at 27 life. I think it's safe to say we did not appropriately sideboard given their deck. They're playing a lot more green. They're going a lot bigger than we thought. They're not aggressive particularly. So I will undo the sideboard. These cards, I mean, we're at 27 and that just doesn't really matter. They could easily win a long game. We'll see what we draw. Green land is solid. That means we can get the Huntmaster down. But we still have no attacks because they can grow this at instant speed. I mean, I think we're in a fine position. We have a lot of creatures. We're going to get Field of the Dead going next turn. We're not really under any pressure, but we do need to draw some action soon. Rephellos. Okay. They didn't use their Knight of the Reliquary end of turn. That's kind of weird. So this is a situation where I'm probably going to just not play a spell. Yeah, let's just play Field of the Dead and then pass. And then we're going to get to flip our Huntmaster of the Fells to kill the Rephellos. They keep on not using their Knight of the Reliquary. That's pretty weird. So if they want to play the sword again, that's not really a problem. We have plenty of trump blockers. Yeah, that's totally fine. We can even kill it with Knight of Autumn. That's percent, well, sure. In return, we'll cycle this. They just concede to the cycling Rafine's Tower. That's too impressive of a play. Kind of hilarious. I mean, we were going to win easily. Yeah, more good cards coming up. All right, we're 2-0. Going for the trophy. See you in the finals. All right, we have our opponent for round 3. We're on the play, which is a great place to be. And sort of sketchy hand. We don't have green or blue mana, but I think I will keep it. Potential of turn 3 Nahiri is pretty nice. And then we also have a board sweeper if it's the matchup where we need that. And we're playing 18 lands, so you got to think we're going to draw into some pretty soon. We have 16 lands out of 33 cards. All right, they're a Colonnade player. All right. I'm proud of my fan for playing blue-white. That clearly you take after me, and I appreciate that. We're going to play our Boros Signet here. Kroxa was a pretty bad draw. It's good in the matchup, but we need lands. We don't need clunky cards that work only when you have 5 cards in your graveyard. So hopefully we can draw one of our... We have 16 lands out of 32 cards, so we're 50% to hit the next one, which would give us Nahiri. If we brick and we just pass, kind of bad. We're not doing too much there, but we'll see what we draw. Whoa, okay, well, Mox Emerald and Mana Crypt. That's a lot of mana for turn 2. Even more mana. If they have balance here, we're just dead. Teferi bouncing my Signet. Alright, that's a really, really strong turn 2. Let's see what we draw. We do draw the land, so that's good. Do we want to hold up Remand or just get our Signet down again? We're going to Unholy Heat the Teferi either way. I think I'm going to play the Signet. It's close, but if they just play Drago or like Animate Colonnade or something, that's pretty bad for us. So, yeah, let's just take this out, get the Signet down and pass. They lose their first coin flip. This is a pretty key turn. If they play some threat that we can't deal with effectively, our hand is not that good when we're behind. I guess Dam is good against some things. Okay, they're just playing more mana. And Gideon. Okay, there's the payoff. That's pretty good here. What's our plan against that? Well, I think we're going to start by playing Expressive Iteration. Hope to dig towards some lands. All right, there's a land and a ponder. Okay. We can't play the Ponder this turn. I think we just go land, and just, like, play tap, land, and pass. We could also take Savannah if we want to play Kroxa this turn. Actually, I guess that's worth it. So we'll go Triome in hand, Ponder on the bottom, Exile Savannah. We go Savannah, Kroxa. And we're going to be taking some pretty big hits here. Okay, we take out Urza. That's good. Although I guess we do have Dam. Hopefully they make us Knight instead of swinging with Gideon. Like, if they're going for building up a board and we can set up a nice Dam and then, like, take over with Kroxa, that's one way we could overcome this fast start. Oh, man, this is a lot of mana. Hopefully it's a creature. Could be, like, Ugin. Sundering Titan. Okay, okay. Obviously not going to beat a Sundering Titan here, blowing up all 4 of our lands on turn 4. All right, that was a pretty disgusting draw from the opponent. They had Mana Crypt and Mox. I don't think we can ever really beat that draw, so we need to hope that they're a little slower. Do we make any changes here? Some of the removal might be a little sketchy. Like, maybe we don't need Lightning Helix and we would rather have Halana, actually. Yeah, I'll make that exchange. That was kind of a beating, though. Hopefully they don't draw that many pieces of artifact mana next time. I guess Helix is good against... it's like okay against Planeswalkers, but still not that good. I mean, I think I'll keep it. We have all our colors, and we have like a good curve. We can kill a Planeswalker, but if they go off that quickly again, we're going to have a hard time. Oh, another 1-drop. Okay, just a Ponder this time. That's fine. They shuffle. That's also a good sign. All right, I think I'm just going to get the Triome into play here. Yeah, we'll do that. And then next turn we can get Grist going. All right, much slower start from the opponent. I appreciate that. No Liver, Baleful Strix, that's fine. Next turn we can play Huntmaster. If they're going to play Sundering Titan, we're basically locked out of spells for the rest of the game. But if we can find, if we can build up enough of a board presence before then, it could be okay. Okay, and here's a good draw, but we're going to still play Huntmaster this turn. And I don't think we need to care about the Teferi yet. We can hopefully kill it with attacks. Plus, we'll go Island Huntmaster. All right, a lot of stuff on board. Grist on 5. Got to feel pretty good about this position. And their broken things are more incremental than just like winning out of nowhere. They're not. At least we haven't seen upheaval, channel, that kind of thing. They need to just like put a bunch of like mana rocks into play first. So I don't think they're likely to just do something incredible this turn. That being said, they could easily be playing Tinker. Monastery Mentor. Okay, we can kill that. Do they have a cantrip as well? At least not yet. So we'll go minus. They forgot to plus their Teferi, but it is very unlikely to matter. Okay, dismember on this Huntmaster. That's fine. We can no longer guarantee we kill the Teferi, but this is a pretty good position. So we sack this, kill the Mentor. Then we can attack the Teferi for 2. Okay, let the Teferi die, alright. Now, do we want to play Escape to the Wilds or Nahiri here? I think I'm going to play Escape to the Wilds. It's more mana efficient. And And it lets us ramp. Wow, we actually hit no lands there. That's kind of crazy. A lot of good cards, but that's not a good hit for us in this situation. We're just going to play tap land and pass. We're not going to be able to play nearly all of these. Well, I guess we can actually play 4. That's solid. We need to choose if we want to let... We need to choose what we're going to let go. This costs 1, 2, 3. So we have to pay 8 mana if we want to play the Scarab God. Unfortunately, we're only going to have 7, so I think we need to... If we want to play everything else, we have to play Halana instead. But honestly, that might be fine. Halana impacts the board more immediately, and that could be what we want for this matchup. One thing to note is we are going to give them Shelldock Isle next turn, but that's fine. Teferi, Hero of Dominaria. Okay, so that gives prowess to the monk so they can hit the grist for 1, and we can no longer minus the grist. But we can use... Oh, they tuck the wolf. That's a weird play. Yeah, that doesn't work how they want it to. We can use Halana to kill their Teferi now. So we'll plus... Strip Mine. That's kind of sad to lose. Let's go Ancestral ourselves. Okay, some good draws there. Still not going to play them this turn, though. This turn, I think we're just going to go... Yeah, we'll go Sacred Foundry untapped. Boros Signet. Halana. Then we go to combat, put our counters here, and swing at the Teferi. And now we'll play Ponder. And they have the Shelldock Isle. If they have Sundering Titan under it, so be it. We'll rebuild. Okay, these are some really good ones. We want Remand for next turn for sure. I think I'll go Muldrifter, Remand, Horizon Canopy. And pass turn. So we lose the Scarab God, but we still got a solid 4 for 1 and some ramp out of our Escape to the Wild, so I'll take it. This is a pretty key turn. If they don't do something drastic this turn, we're going to completely run away with it next turn. Alright, so they do have something with Shelldock. Just please don't be Sundering Titan. Please don't be Sundering Titan. It's going to be Sundering Titan. It's Thran Dynamo. Okay, we can beat this. They could still play Thundering Titan if they have untapped land here, I guess, though. And that would blow up 5 lands. Oh, no. They would actually be 1 mana shy, and they don't have it here. So they have 5 mana. Could be Gideon. Palace Jailer. Okay, that's pretty good. They can kill our Grist now. And we don't have a way to become the Monarch, but I'm not really afraid of this type of game. Like, they need to chump block with the Palace Jailer. We have tons of card draw. We have Field of the Dead. I think this is fine. So we'll attack. They have to chump. I guess we could have played Dam here, but I think I like saving it for something more scary. Let's go. I think we're going to go Lingering Souls. Well, okay, do we want to get Field of the Dead down or play Lingering Souls first? I think Lingering Souls is better because it lets us take back the Monarchy, probably. And we definitely want to take out this. So we go 4 mana for Nahiri. Field of the Dead tapped. Hold up Remand. Alternatively, we could play Horizon Canopy and then play Lingering Souls. But I think getting the Field of the Dead going sooner rather than later is worth it. So we'll do that. We'll do that. Take out your Thran Dynamo. Pass turn with Remand up. I guess we could have also played Expressive Iteration that turn, but I'd rather save that for when we don't have tons of gas. Okay, 7 men is a lot. This looks like something we want to remand. And then if we become the Monarch, we take back Halana. Gideon Jura. Okay, we will remand this. Now, if they have another spell, they can swing through our zombie, but this is looking really rough for the opponent. They do make this attack. I'll accept the trade. And now we can take back the Monarchy on the board at least. They might have something. Niv Mizzet, all right. We're drowning in gas. Let's go. Well, start by just attacking. All right, sweet. So we become the Monarch. We get back our Halana. I'm going to plus but not discard anything because I don't want to risk milling myself. Then we'll go blue, green, black, Niv Mizzet. Let's take a Kroxa. Then I think I'll play the Kroxa. And then finish it off with the Lingering Souls. And then they could have a board sweeper, but we still could rebuild pretty quickly from that. And now Sundering Titan is no longer a threat. We have so much of a board presence, we could potentially win without casting another spell unless they play board sweeper. Elesh Norn. Okay, that's pretty good. We can kill the Elesh Norn, but that still does slow down our pressure a lot. So let's go. We're a little bit short on black mana, unfortunately, so we can't escape Kroxa and play Dam. But that's fine. We'll just play the Dam here. Plus again, but not discard. Okay, they concede. So we win game 2, going down to game 3 for the trophy. That's how we'd all want it. We're on the draw. So they're playing a little bit more like a traditional blue-white control deck than I thought. They looked like a big mana artifact deck in game 1, but I think that was just the nature of that draw, not something that we need to necessarily fear for every game. With that being said, I still think I want to bring in some of my own artifact mana on the draw when they're blowing up our lands. What else? What do we want to cut? Dem is a good answer to some things, but they don't have that many creatures. I guess they are playing Urza, though. I think I like it enough. The threats all seem good. Halana was actually quite good there. Worth noting. Lingering Soul seems good. Could cut a land on the draw, but I don't love that. Knight of Autumn's definitely good. So is Kolaghan's Command. So is Nahiri. Anything that deals with their artifacts. I like Unholy Heat against the Planeswalkers. I guess I'll just cut the Signet. It would be good, but I don't think it's necessary. Okay. This sounds good. I'll keep this. Good low curve. We can use Grist on turn 3. I think I'm just going to play... Well, actually, if we play Raging Ravine on turn 1, we cannot play Baleful Strix on turn 2. So maybe we should use Bloodstained Mire. And we need to get a blue or a black land. Yeah, let's just fetch up a Triumph here on turn 1. Do we want Esper? We have a couple red sources in our hand already. We don't have a green fetchable Tri-land. So yeah, I think I'm just going to get Esper here. The next turn we play Underground Sea, Baleful Strix. Next turn we can play Grist. Hopefully they don't play a creature here. I would love to be able to just minus to kill this Porcelain Legionnaire, but that may not work. If they play Monastery Mentor here, I'm just going to take the hit, sack the Baleful Strix to kill their Mentor, but and then let them kill the Grist. But I really don't want the Mentor to go off. Okay, they play Trinket Mage. That's a little annoying. Yeah, that's pretty bad, actually, but not too devastating. Do we want to play Grist this turn or hold up Remand? I think I'm going to play the Grist here. We're almost guaranteed to be able to untap with it. And so the reason we would want to hold up Remand is because they play something we can't deal with this turn. But they can't really do that. Even if they play a big Planeswalker, we can kill it with Grist. So we'll let this happen. And then this is a key turn. They can play Mana Crypt and Teferi. They can play Mana Crypt and Gideon. I mean, just their deck seems really good. They have a lot of fast mana and redundant ways to find it. Okay, so I think I am going to double block here. This doesn't guarantee that we can use Grist next turn, but I think getting the Trinket Mage off the board is worth it, keeping the loyalty alive. And then we can potentially ponder into a creature if we really want to kill something next turn. Signet into Lodestone Golem. Okay, that's pretty good. Do we want to hold up Remand here or play something from our hand? Well, okay, what's our plan for the next few turns, too? Because we need to... Yeah, I think we actually need to be a little bit more proactive here. So I'm going to go Ponder, looking for a removal. I don't think that... Well, I guess Nahiri is good here. Yeah, I'll keep these. Keep. Don't shuffle. Plus to mill over the card we don't want. Raging Ravine and pass. And now our hope is that we can... Like, if they don't have anything good here, we can chump block the Lodestone, let Grist go to 2. Then next turn, make another chump blocker and play Nahiri to exile the Lodestone Golem. And I think we can win the long game as long as they don't play Sundering Titan. Our hand is stacked. We just want to preserve our life total, keep the board somewhat clear, and not die. Alright, so they have 5 mana. They don't make a play here. Swing both at Grist. We'll chump block. Untap. We'll go plus again to make another chump blocker. Island Nahiri. We'll exile Lodestone Golem and pass. Right now we can chump block chump block their dude and keep both of our Planeswalkers alive. If they have something like a Palace Jailer, it's kind of bad. But still not game ending. And they're down to 12 off this Mana Crypt. We might be able to just get in a sneaky Raging Ravine attack for the win in a couple turns. Okay, Teferi is good. They can bounce the insect and then kill whichever Planeswalker they want. They'll probably kill the Grist, but I could see an argument for either one. Next turn we can slam Niv Mizzet. Oko. That is bad news. That is very bad news. So now they definitely kill the Grist. We can bring back the Grist with Scarab God later, but that's going to be kind of slow. I think I'm going to... Well, I'll start with Niv-Mizzet to inform the decision. I'm going to tap like that, that. Yeah, we can't quite kill the Oko here. And pressuring their life total doesn't work as well when they can gain life. Okay, so Kroxa or Kolaghan's Command. I think K-Command is a bit better here. And then we do get the Scarab God. That's good. I'm going to minus this to take out their Legionnaire. Leaving them with their mana. It's a little bit dicey, but I think we want to control the board as much as possible here. Get the Triumph down, pass turn. They lose again, so they're down to 9. This game is pretty close. They could make our Niv-Mizzet into a 3-3. Or they could... Yeah, I mean, like... Okay, so they turn their Mana Crypt into a 3-3. That makes sense. They don't want to keep losing life to that. Urza Saga, that can make some big creatures, so that's a little scary. They swing for 3. So they're holding Dismember, probably. Are we okay with that trade? No. So I'll take 6. Or take 3. My life total's healthy. Okay, if they just pass... I mean, they have Shelldock Isle available, which is kind of scary. How do we want to navigate this? We could Kolaghan's Command to kill the Teferi and try and hold up and then use Remand. I think I'm just going to swing for 6, though. Very close. We could also use Kolaghan's Command to kill their Oko if we really want to. I guess their life total isn't actually under that much pressure with the food token. Interesting. Okay, yeah, let's go for the longer game then. Let's go Kolaghan's Command to deal 2 damage to Teferi and bring back Grist. Actually, no, we're going to use Scarab God to bring back Grist. Maybe we just go a full-on interaction. 2 damage to Teferi, kill your Signet. No, let's bring back the Grist. So, we want to play the Huntmaster of the Fells after. So we'll go blue, red, black, Kolaghan's Command to return target creature, 2 damage to any target. Alright, what's their Scarab? What's their Shelldock thing? Hopefully not Sundering Titan, Elesh Norn. Okay. That's fine. But it definitely means we don't want to use the Huntmaster of the Fells. I think we're just going to go for the Grist now then. So we can hit Oko for 4. And then play Grist and use it to kill the Elesh Norn. And then our hope is to bring back their Elesh Norn for us with the Scarab God later. They still have an Oko going. But I actually think we're not in the worst position. We still don't have quite enough mana for Scarab God plus Activate. So we can decide between Showdown of the Scalds. A couple options for next turn. I think we do need to get something onto the board. Okay, they have a lot of stuff on the board. Actually, well, now we kind of want to just find a board sweeper. So I kind of like going Showdown of the Skalds and digging for Dam. Okay, so let's go blue, red, white, whatever. Showdown of the Skalds. We have 4 looks to find the Dam. If we don't find it, we can play Huntmaster, which gives us some chump blockers, but it's kind of slow. We don't find it. That's a bummer. Are we dead on board? We can kill the Oko, but then we would die on board. I think, unfortunately, we might just be dead no matter what, though. I mean, I guess I'll fight the good fight. We'll play our Huntmaster of the Fells. Really unfortunate that we haven't found our sweeper yet, though. We can chump block 2 things and take... Actually, I think we're probably just dead here. They didn't make a construct end of turn. Okay, well, that gives us a chance. They also didn't make a construct there, so a couple little misplays from the opponent. I mean, yeah, if we can find a Dam, we could still win this game. We can play Ancestral Recall, so we get a lot of looks next turn. The rest of the cards there are kind of bad. I guess we get Unholy... If we could go Ancestral into Dam, and then Unholy Heat the Oko, we could get back into this. Oh, no. We were so close, but then just... There's the Sundering Titan. Pretty much game ending. Are we going to have 2 white mana left at the end of this? No. Okay, so that is game. I mean, yeah, that's the downside of playing 5 colors. You just hard lose to Sundering Titan. Unfortunate, but pretty sweet league regardless. There's no way we can win from this position, right? They don't even attack. Like, I guess I won't concede. We're not dead on board still. Let's go Ancestral ourselves. We need to find land plus... Oh, we didn't even find the... We didn't find a white source or the... Wait, what? Oh, whoops. I cast Ancestral in response to something accidentally, so we didn't get our +1/+1 counter, but that's fine. How can we win here? I mean, we need to find white source. That's the only way. So I'm going to play... No, we can't... We can't play Expressive Iteration now unless we play land first. We can Unholy Heat to kill Oko. And then play tapped land and pass. And like maybe just try and survive for a couple turns. Tap land go. So we go chump, chump, take 7. And then... are they just cracking the food? No. Oh, brain freeze for 2. Hilarious. Okay, I mean, that's game. That's an awesome way for it to end, though. Little brain freeze at the end. All right, that's game. Really, really good battle. The Sundering Titan was what did us in. Yeah, just a rematch, though. Obviously would have liked to have won the game and gotten the trophy, but it is what it is. All right, so we'll concede. Hey, best bids on the net. Thank you, opponent. All right, let's pull up the deck list. Couldn't quite get the trophy, but we lost to a fan in the finals in a really good match. So if we're going to lose, that's how I want it to be. The deck was great. We're playing 5 colors, and the mana base was pretty much all there for it. We had plenty of fetchable lands, a couple fetch lands, Strip Mine, Field of the Dead. The mana base was great. We won some games. Actually, we never won a game solely because of Field of the Dead, but it helped in some games, and then Strip Mine was amazing that one game against Reanimator. As for the deck list, it was sweet. Niv Mizzet was good pretty much every time. It drew us at least 2 cards, sometimes more, and it was a huge flyer. We actually had a lot of card draw in the end. Ancestral Recall, Ponder, Baleful Strix, Remand, Expressive Iteration. Kolaghan's Command can return things from the graveyard, Showdown of the Skalds, and Escape of the Wilds, and Niv Mizzet, and the Scarab God. So we actually had Wait, and even Moldrifter. Pretty much every single card in the deck was drawing cards. So, given that, I kind of regret the Expressive Iteration pick. It's not that we played it and it was bad, but there was a couple times where I wanted more things that impact the board and I had too much card draw. Hard to say if that would have saved us in that last match, but yeah, so that was one aspect. The removal is solid. We had Helix and Unholy Heat for cheap burn, Kolagon's Command, Grist, Knight of Autumn, Nahiri can kill stuff, so a lot of removal. And just a good deck all around. We were a little soft to combo, and we were soft to the card Sundering Titan, because we didn't have counter magic, but you can't really have a good matchup against every single thing in this format. There's just too many different types of things. So we made a good deck, and we had a good league. No Omnath, but still pretty sweet. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.